All right, cadets, on your feet. It's time for some training.
All right, cadets, it is time to learn more books of the Bible. So far, we have learned 32 of them, which is about half the Bible. We're going to add in another 12, which is going to take us to the New Testament. We're going to go all the way to the book of Acts. Now, we are going to continue to do the motions. We're going to continue to say them. We're going to continue to practice them, because when we do, our left brain and right brain work together to create memories. We want this to be memorable. We want you guys to memorize God's word. And it's super easy if you do the motions with me. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Then we have Micah, Nahum, and Habakkuk. So Micah, you're going to say my, like you're going to point to yourself, say my, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, point to your back, Nahum, hum, and Habakkuk. So Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk. We're going to go Zephaniah. Now, Zephaniah's got a cool name, so we're going to pretend like we're karate chopping it, okay? We're going to say Zephaniah, just like that. He's got 3 syllables, 3 chops. Ready? Zephaniah. Now, Haggai to me sounds like haggle, like you're giving back and forth. Plus, in his book, he was getting things back and forth for the temple. So, Haggai. Then we have Zechariah. So instead of chopping, we're going to punch. Ready? Zechariah. Do that with me. Say Zechariah. Now Malachi. Malachi is the last book in the Old Testament, and he's got a strong M in his name. So we're going to make the McDonald's sign. You ready? Malachi. Malachi. So let's take it from Isaiah. We're going to go Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. Now we're into the New Testament. Now these first 4 guys, they sat there and they listened to Jesus, okay? So we have Matthew. So we're going to pretend like we're sitting and we're listening. So put your hands on your knees like this. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. And every time you do, I want you to bounce. Ready? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. And this next one is Acts, okay? Now Acts, they jumped into action or action. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, and I want you to jump into action. We're going to go like this. Ready? So Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts.
Great job.
All right, let's review those again. This time, I'm going to say it and do the motion, and I want you to say it and do it with me, okay? Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts.
One more time.
Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts.
Let's put it to the test.
All right, this time, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to do the motions. I want you to say it and do the motions. Help lock this into your memory, all right? Here we go.
3, 2, 1. last time. Great job.
Great job, you guys. We are now into the New Testament and we have learned 44 books of the Bible. It is so important for us to get into God's Word, to memorize where things are so we know how to find them. Because if you hear something at church, if you hear something somewhere and it reminds in your heart that you need to look into God's Word, you have to know where it's at. And so learning these books of the Bible is so important. So make sure you go on Facebook, make sure you tell your parents to go on Instagram and check these out. Make sure you're practicing them throughout the week so you can lock God's Word and its order into your heart.